Hey, good afternoon, Russell of Hotels. Going live for what? Why am I going live? You know why. It's that show. It's that On Air with Russell of Hotels. That live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Today is Tuesday, right? I'm back on Tuesday. I know last week I had to do Wednesday, and I think maybe a couple of weeks before I had to do a Wednesday as well. But you know what? It's all good though, right? So today is Tuesday. I'm back to the Tuesday thing, at least this week. Maybe not next week because I am traveling next week, but we'll get into that later. But this is show number 289, countdown to 300. I mean, man, it's something else. What a ride. You know what I mean? But anyway, hopefully I'm live on YouTube and LinkedIn. I said hopefully because, sometimes this thing works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's all about technology, right? So I just go with the flow. But anyway, let me just make sure, first of all, let me make sure I put my glasses on. Second, let me make sure I have my comments on. So if you're on YouTube, see, I'm live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn. But you can't, if you're on LinkedIn, you cannot make comments on this unless you went to restream.com. But I mean, who's going to do all that, right? So, but if you're on YouTube, please make sure you click and follow. Is that what they say? Click and follow. Click and subscribe to my channel so you'll get these notifications. In fact, I'm gonna start doing more notifications on YouTube. So if you do follow me, if you do subscribe to my channel, you get those notifications. Say, oh my God, Russell's going live. What is he doing? What are you talking about now? So hopefully, if you don't do it already, make sure you do it. You do it. Does that make sense? Do it. Anyway, so once again, it is Tuesday, March 4th. I was not late to doing this. I mean, coming on today, but today's Taco Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Anybody knows me, I get involved in this Taco Tuesday thing because I'm all about the non-meat eats, right? So Taco Tuesday, what goes with tacos? Some refried beans, right? Or pinto beans, whatever. So, I mean, you have to cook them before they can be refried beans, right? But I was just tasting them, right? Because you boil them for about an hour and a half, for an hour 45 minutes or so, and I had to taste them, make sure they're seasoned right. Oh my God, I wanted to have a bowl right now. Okay, a bowl of not refried, a bowl of pinto beans. Oh my God, they're seasoned to perfection. Now I don't use meat in mine. I don't know why I'm talking about this right now, but this is the monologue section of the show, so it's okay. So I just want to make sure that I am, everything's working right. You guys can hear me okay, all that kind of stuff. Then we'll get into the show, right? So we're gonna do the intro, then we get into the show. But before I get to that, right, it's all about non-meat eats, right? So I was, putting my beans on. I had to taste them, and they just seasoned to perfection. I just wanted to have a bowl right then, but I said, you know what? I can't eat because if I start eating, then I'm gonna get out some tortillas. It's gonna be a whole thing, right? So I said, no, let me just wait till after the show's over, then I can eat as much as I want, right? So, but yeah, so that's what I do on Tuesdays. You got to prep stuff, right? You have to prep things, prep your meal, whatever that is, But yeah, I'm big on beans because I don't eat meat, right? So it's all about protein to me, and beans have a lot of protein. So, but I just don't eat pinto beans. There's black beans, there's red beans, there's white beans. I don't discriminate when it comes to beans. Okay, so there you go. There's the black eyed peas. I mean, I even eat lentils. I mean, everything you imagine, any kind of bean or bean family, legume, I'm gonna eat it, right? So that's how I get down. But anyway, let me, I always have a topic, and I will have a topic today, and it's creating opportunities for your brand. And the interesting thing about the brand is basically you creating opportunities for you, because a lot of people don't realize that they are the brand. Okay, I'm gonna get in a little bit more into that, but a lot of people don't realize that they are the brand. It's not the brand that you work for. They want to hear about you before they buy anything that you're selling. Okay, so that's when I mean the brand is you. Damn it, the brand is you. Okay, I had this professor. I took this class at UCLA, and he taught this first class that I took in branding was the brand is you. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? So I get there, and that's what he's talking about. The whole thing is all about you. And this has more to do about anything than just hospitality. Okay, so it's not just about hospitality. Although I'm Russell of hotels, right? So I focus pretty much 100% on hospitality. But because this topic is so open to anyone, right? It's all about you and your brand. So it doesn't matter who you work for, what you do. You're an attorney, you have a brand. Okay, you dig ditches, you have a brand. Okay, you're the mailman, you have a brand, because some mailmen or mail people will deliver things on time and some won't. Okay, so whatever you are as a brand, that's how you are. Okay, that's how you roll. So basically, it's how you are as a person, it's how you're going to be as a brand. Okay, so people like you as a person, they'll like you as a brand. They don't like you as a brand, they don't like you as a person. So there you go. Anyway, I just wanted to, that's like I said, this is all about the intro. We're going to get into the show right now. So I'm going to hit a couple of buttons. I'm going to put you guys on hold for a second. I actually changed my intro, and I know, okay, this is the first draft, okay? So I know I'm going to get, people are going to be coming for me when I put this up there, because the sound, I don't think the sound is, me talking. It's going to be me too. It's going to be my voice, right? My voice is, I don't think the volume is high enough. And, if you got comments to make, please, I'm here for the comments and all that stuff. That's fine. But I already know that I think it's a little low. So I'm going to have to go back and fix it. But these are things that I'm working on. But remember, I not only write, I produce, I direct, and I'm the host, right? So I do all these different things, right? I don't have anybody. I don't have a team of people following me, showing me this and showing me that. No, I'm figuring it out myself. So there you go. So don't come for me, all right? Because I know my shortcomings, and it's okay. So anyway, let's get this thing started. Let's get this party started. Hopefully I hit the right button too, because anyway, you don't want to hear all that. So here we go. Welcome to On Air with Russell Hotels, a hospitality talk show where we dive into hotel, travel, tourism, and of course, adult and non-food. I'm Russell L. Edmonds, a hospitality entrepreneur, hotel site selection expert, and social media influencer, and I'm all about creating brand awareness for hotels, destinations, and the people who make this industry grow. So whether you're in hospitality, planning an event, or just love to travel, you're in the right place. This is On Air Russell of Hotels, Hospitality Unplugged. Hey, so what do you think? Okay, I mean, that was my first. I mean, I've done this before. Obviously, I've been doing this show for a while, so I always create the intro. I had someone else's voice before, Miss Cheryl Rogers, but I said, you know what? It's time for something new. I've had that since I started, and I said, you know what? It's all about me. It's all about your brand, right? It's all about creating opportunities for your own brand. So that created an opportunity for me to do it. I said, you know what? Let me step behind this microphone. I mean, I'm always behind the microphone, but I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do it myself. Let me just throw my voice out there. And I had to read that thing. I think it took about 10 takes, okay? It took me about 10 takes in order for me to get that, okay? So I'm kind of proud of that, all right? So like I said, don't be coming for me. But anyway. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Once again, this is show number 289. And every time I do one of these shows, either it's the On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is every Tuesday, or the Daily Check-In, which is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, I always showcase a hotel. So today happens to be the Westin Lake Las Vegas. Shout out to Reve. Reve, what's going on, lady? She's a sales manager there. So she actually gave me a tour of the hotel. We always do site tours, right? So one week I was in Vegas, but I was attending a conference, and she said, why don't you come by? Because I've known her for a couple of years. She said, why don't you come by and check out our hotel? Because you've never been there before, and you may be pleasantly surprised. And guess what? I was pleasantly surprised because I had never been to Lake Las Vegas. I'd never been to Henderson. And there is a lake there. As you can see, this is a view outside of, the top floor. You can see there's a lake there. There's two golf courses as well, a private and a public. that the hotel sits on. I mean, they have a huge pool. I mean, it's just they have space, 100, I want to say 109,000 square feet of meeting space. Some of it is outside, or a lot of it is outside. So I thought it was something different, something unique, because anyone that's been to Vegas, we know about the Strip, right? We know about all these mega hotels and this and that. Well, I never really been into mega hotels, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm there for conferences and meetings. If the client wants to be there, that's fine. But I would love to have a group that didn't want to be, maybe they want to experience the Strip, but they don't want to stay on the Strip. So this is a good alternative hotel for people that don't, maybe they just want to go gamble and then come back and kind of, get away from the hustle and bustle of the excitement of the Strip. Well, hey, the Western Lake, Las Vegas, that's what's happening. That's what's up. Okay, that's, as they say, that's what's up. So anyway, that's the hotel I'm showing today, and I'm sticking to that. Okay. So anyway, all right. So boom, the blog. Okay, we all know about the blog, or maybe you don't. So I do a blog, or I have a blog. I don't do it. I have it, and anything that I talk about, even today's topic, will be on the blog. I haven't put it on there yet, but any past, conversations, topics that I've had will be on the blog. So how do you get to the blog? Just go russellofhotels.com, and then, the blog is the blog section is a drop down. Just click the blog button, bing, and it'll take you to all the topics that I've ever talked about since I've had, not since I've had On Air with Russell of Hotels, but it goes back pretty far. So a lot of, maybe the last year, all the topics that I talked about will be on the blog. So anything that I talk about, maybe photos and videos of hotels I visited, all that kind of stuff is on the blog. I mean, some of that stuff needs to be updated. Some of my, some of the trips I've taken, I have not updated, meaning I have not put all of them on there, because I was just in Houston. I didn't put any of those. I didn't put, I don't think, did I put Atlantic City yet? I don't know, but I'm traveling again, so hopefully those make it on there. But anyway, just check out the blog, a lot of information on there. Just check it out, and just check out the website, because there's information about me, who I am, Russell of Hotels, what I do, how long I've been doing it, and why I do it. Okay, so a lot of questions there. So let's move forward. And today's show probably won't last that long, because I'm already going through this stuff pretty quickly. So anyway, the topic for the day, and I mentioned this a little while ago, and you can see it scrolling at the bottom. And make sure if you want to make comments, you want to say, hey, in fact, let me see, one thing that I did not do, because I never know what jacket I'm going to be wearing. So let me just make sure let's see, 1 second. Okay, because I have a dark jacket on, right? And you couldn't see the lettering that was going across. So creating opportunities for your brand. Okay, how do you create opportunities for your brand? So I'm going to give you examples of what I've done to create opportunities for my brand, because sometimes we get so stagnant in our everyday life, everyday world, or whatever, and we forget that, there's things that we can be doing, to reach different people. Because for the most part, there's a certain group of people that I reach, right? If I'm on LinkedIn, well, I'm going to reach certain people. If I'm on, Instagram, I'm going to reach certain people there. Facebook. I mean, everyone has their different audience, right? Well, what if you're trying to reach other people that, that they don't follow you on either one of those platforms? How do you, find these people? How do you find new communities to reach out to, whatever? So what I did, and all this, everything has a story, right? Everything has a story, a backstory. So several weeks ago, I was thinking about this. I was like, what should I do to reach new people? And not that I wanted to, I talk to people, have conversations all the time. Some people teach, or they want to go back to school so they can teach, or they want to start teaching, right? And I said, that could be interesting. Going back to a hospitality school and teaching, or at least telling people what I do, or how I, created Russell of Hotels, how I started in the hospitality industry, and kind of how that my experience led up to me being Russell of Hotels, right? So I said, what can I do to let people know, maybe the younger generation? So what I did was came up with this letter. I wrote a letter, and got email addresses or whatever, and started sending them. I'm in Los Angeles, just in case you did not know. I operate from Los Angeles and Blythe, California. So I have two offices, okay? People are like, well, what the hell is Blythe and why do you have an office there? You know what? That's another story for another time. But anyway, let me get back to what I'm talking about. Stop interrupting me. So I was I was thinking not too long ago, probably about 4 or 5 months ago. But sometimes it goes in and out of my head, and I'm like, you know what? I got other stuff going on. Well, I had time, and it was really on my head to do something. So I started. I highlighted 20 colleges, community colleges, as well as universities, 4-year universities that have a hospitality program in Southern California or the greater Los Angeles area. So I highlighted 20 colleges and universities, and I said, I'm going to start sending letters to them and see if they're interested in having like a guest speaker or something like that. So that's what I did. I did that 1 week, and this was 2 weeks ago. And then normally I don't get any response because I do this stuff a lot. You send things out, and sometimes you get responses, sometimes you don't. Well, I sent something out on Friday. I got a response on Monday from someone who runs the department at Cal State Long Beach, California State University, Long Beach, California, the LBC. So I'm like, wow, this is cool. So we ended up setting up a Zoom call. We talked. She wanted to know about me, and she told me about the program. And long story short, or a longer story, I'm gonna make it shorter. I'm going to speak at their school, and that's going to be on March 19th, Wednesday, is that March 19th? No, I think it is March 19th. Yeah, March 19th. So yeah, so it's on my calendar. I was looking at my physical calendar, but I think it's on my phone. But yeah, I'm going to be speaking at that school. I don't think I spoke at one. I think I spoke at Cal Poly Pomona one time, but it was not. This was for a different. That was for a program. This is actually going to a class. An hour and 15-minute class. And she's enabled me, she's allowed me to go in and speak as much as I want. How do I want to do it? It's up to me. Like if I want to do a PowerPoint, I can do that. If I want to sit there and just talk about, my experiences from college to where I am today, I can. I can open up for question and answers. So that's a good way of getting out your brand, because guess what? The people at that school don't know me. Right, just like this professor that runs the program there, she didn't know who I was until I sent the letter, until we had a conversation, until I explained more of what I was doing. Right, she's like, okay, this is great, I like this, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, why didn't I? And this is me when I get off the phone. Why did I do this like years ago? Why didn't I do that? I don't know. You get caught up in what you do, but sometimes you want to create opportunities for your brand. You don't know how to do it. So this is one way of doing it, right, for me. So, I mean, I'm not saying you got to rush out and, do the same thing that I did, but these are ideas for, or opportunities for you to introduce your brand to other people that aren't they're not following you on Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever. Maybe after this class is over, they will. And it just opens up to new opportunities. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's in back of door number 2. You know what I mean? You just don't know until you actually put yourself out there. So that's one thing. So speaking to students is one. Collaborations with colleagues. Okay, so I've been doing these kind of collaborations, and Miss Tiffany, what's Tiffany's last name? Miss Tiffany English. I'm not sure if you saw, I did one yesterday. Well, I've been kind of collaborating with her. I collaborate with some other people as well. I collaborate with anybody, right, that wants to get on and talk about what we do, how we do it, how I got in this industry, whatever. Any questions? Yesterday, Tiffany came on, in fact, on the same platform, my daily check-in on YouTube and LinkedIn, and we talked about hotels that have undergone a name change. Like, what is the reason for that? Is it always a good thing? No, it's not always a good thing. So I explain, the different different situations that hotels can be under in order the reason why they would change, change their brand, change the name of their brand. So that's interesting. So you guys, if you interested in checking it out, go back, because I'm not going to talk a lot about that, but it's here on the same platform. I don't, get rid of anything. I don't delete anything. It's still there. So check that out. So go to my page, Russell L. Edmond, or Russell of Hotels on YouTube. It's on YouTube and LinkedIn. Just look at yesterday's daily check-in, and you'll see in its entirety. And it's me and Tiffany talking. She's asking me questions about the subject I just mentioned. So, so collaborations with colleagues, I do it on Instagram. It's always good to do it on Instagram. I'll give you one good reason, because if I have, let's say I have 1,500 people that follow me on Instagram, and then I'm on there with, let's just give an example of Kat Von B, aka the Traveling Greek, okay, which we've done collaborations before. She has like 50,000 people. Well, guess what? Put my 1,500 and her 50,000 together, and that's 51,500 people that I have the potential to reach. Okay, so when you do collabs on Instagram, it goes so far. So make sure when you're collaborating with people, make sure they got more followers than you. And that way you can tap into their followers. And a lot of them will follow you as well. Yeah, that's true. They will. There you go. So also, I'm attending a Click conference. That's another way of getting your brand out there, right? Click conference. That's Craig Sullivan's conference. It actually starts tomorrow night, 6 p.m. and at the Westin in Long Beach in the LBC. So make sure, if you guys didn't know about it, I don't know if it's too late, but go clickconference.com and check it out. CLIC stands for California Lodging and Investment Conference. It's in Long Beach. It starts tomorrow. It goes tomorrow and Thursday. So just in case you did not know. This will be my third time going. So that's what I'm talking about. Put yourself out there in situations where people find out who you are. They know what you do. Maybe you can help them out, because I'm all about brand awareness for hotels. And maybe, people think they know that they exist. Well, guess what? They don't know. No one knows you exist. Okay. It's all about being in, I was going to say being in people's face. Well, however you want to do that. I mean, if that's through video, if that's, a talking head like me, right? So if it's, creating brand awareness on this show, just like I'm creating brand awareness for the Westin and Lake Las Vegas, that's what it's all about, right? So you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what opportunities are out there for you. And then all that stuff leads to my next two things: top 50 podcasts. Who knew that? Who knew that my podcast, On Air with Russell of Hotels, was in the top 50 of, I'm going to say international, right? Not just here in the United States, but international hospitality podcasts. Who knew? No one knew that. But if you don't put yourself out there, people will never know that you exist, okay? So whatever that is, put yourself out there. It doesn't have to be something like a podcast. It can be whatever, but put things out there. If you have an opportunity, and what I always say that social media, for me, has created an even playing field, meaning, back in the day, hotels would just love to advertise on TV or radio or whatever. Now we're in control. We can do that if we want. We don't have to go to a radio station or a TV station. We can create one on our own. But it kills me that people don't take advantage of that. If I was back on property, I'm a director of sales and marketing on property. Believe me, I would have a podcast for that hotel and people would know it exists, okay? Or I would be have my own show just like this, showing my hotel. Whatever that is, I'm going to show you everything. And I do the same thing now, but I'm doing it for hotels. So I'm independent, right? I don't work on property anymore. I can represent any hotel or multiple hotels if that's what I want to do. So those are things that we need to think about. So, all the stuff, the speaking to students, collaboration with colleagues, attending a conference or attending multiple conferences, doing hotel site selection, those things have led to a top 50, being a top 50 podcast, as well as a top 50 hospitality influencer. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, that's influence. I don't consider myself an influencer." Well, it doesn't matter what I consider myself; it's what other people consider me. Okay, so if the International Hospitality Institute calls me calls me a hospitality influencer, I accept that, and I thank you very much for that distinction. I appreciate, Dr. Jeffrey O, and like I said, the International Hospitality Institute. I appreciate that. So I'm accepting that, that kind of thing. So, but those things lead to other things. You just don't know where they're going to lead to. Of course, I didn't start this, say, I started this podcast because I want to be a top 50 podcast. No, that was never my motivation, and it's still not my motivation, right? So if I'm on the list, that's great. I appreciate that. But it doesn't stop me from getting out the message that I'm trying to put out about hospitality, about things that are going on in hospitality. So there you go. That's what I do. So anyway, let's keep it moving. Like I said, this show is moving kind of quickly today. So who's hiring? Who's hiring? And who's hiring? Okay, let me get to that. Yeah, I saw quite a bit today. So who's hiring real quick? And I'm going to go into this Westin Lake, Las Vegas in a minute, but who's hiring? Cambria Hotel, and these are for the most part in the greater Los Angeles area, okay? So don't think you're going to see some stuff from Miami on here, okay? Well, what's going on in Miami? Any jobs? I don't know, because I'm not in Miami. I'm in Los Angeles right now, okay? So who's hiring in the greater LA area? Cambria Hotel. They're looking for a director of sales, and that's the Cambria Hotel, Burbank Airport. Now, that's a brand new hotel. Well, maybe it's a little bit over a year old now, but I love that hotel. I've been there. I was at the grand opening. Great hotel. Check it out. Wincome. I've never heard of Wincome. Wincome. Wincome Hospitality. They're looking for a corporate director of marketing, and they're based in Anaheim. So just look up wincomehospitality.com probably, and you'll probably figure it out, who they are, what hotels they represent. They're looking for a director of marketing. That could be a good position there. The Biltmore, downtown Los Angeles. Now, the full name is the Millennium Biltmore Hotel, downtown Los Angeles. They're looking for a director of revenue, somebody to make sure that, let's close out, what's it called? Hotels.com and Expedia. Let's close those out. We want more revenue from on our end, whatever. So anyway, they're looking for the director of revenue at the Biltmore, downtown LA. Hampton Inn, Sherman Oaks, they're looking for a general manager. Okay, that's in the Valley, right? That's in the Valley section of LA. Four Seasons, they're looking for the Four Seasons LA, Los Angeles. They're looking for a director of sales. Okay, all right, Four Seasons. Crown Plaza, San Diego. Crown Plaza, San Pedro, which is greater Los Angeles, right? They're looking for a senior corporate sales manager. Okay. The Garland, which is one of my favorite boutique hotels, is located in NoHo. You guys know what NoHo is? North Hollywood. Okay, so that's right next to Studio City, Universal City. It's right there near Universal Studios. It's right around that area there. It's called the Garland Hotel, and they're looking for a hospitality marketing manager, and that's in NoHo. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Okay, so we know who's hiring, right? So, okay, real quick, the specifics or the metrics of the Westin Lake Las Vegas. 493 guest rooms. And this right here, this is our outdoor space. You see how big it is? I mean, so vast. It probably can fit, 10,000 people out there. I don't know. Probably somewhere close to that. It's huge. It can fit several thousand people out there. So, and their square footage, not of this, but the entire square footage of their meeting space is 109,521. Damn, isn't that big? Built in 1999. They'll party like it's 1990, and they're still partying like it's 1999. Opened in 1999. It didn't open I don't believe it opened as a Westin. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The footprint opened in 1999, and the last renovation was 2018. Now, what is the rule of thumb for renovation? I say this all the time. Is anybody paying attention? So The rule of thumb is, in fact, what happened here? Did I do that on purpose? Hold on one second. Okay, Victor, thank you, Victor Simmons. Victor Simmons made a comment here. He said, applause, applause, applause. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate you, Victor. Appreciate you coming on and saying applause, applause, applause. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Everything's good. But thank you so much, Victor. Victor's on the East Coast. But remember, he's on the East Coast, but the West Coast is the best coast. So anyway, last renovated 2018, and the rule of thumb for renovations is every 7 to 10 years. It used to be 7 years. That was like the top, right? But, you know, COVID and all that stuff. So maybe every 7 to 10 years, you should expect some type of renovation, some refresh, something. So yeah, so that's the rule of thumb, right, for the most part. And that's the industry rule of thumb. This is not Russell of Hotels came with that, although I can come up with some stuff too. But yeah, the rule of thumb, 7 to 10 years. Let's just say that for now. Okay, let's see. All right, where are we going now? Where are we going? And remember, every Tuesday, this show comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. This is another shot of the West End Lake Las Vegas. This is actually their pool area, and they have two pools. They have like a kiddie pool and one for the adults, right? So very, very, like I said, very nice. It's away from everything. It's quiet out there. It's peaceful, unless you got a rowdy group, okay? But it's right on the golf course. In fact, you can see some of the greens right in the back of in this photo right there. Let's see, what else? Consistency, consistency, consistency. And when you see that consistency, that means the show is almost over. But anyway, what does consistency mean? That means you're doing stuff all the time, right? So that means for me, when if someone was to ask me, hey, you say you're consistent, what does that mean? That means I do this show consistently. I've done 89 shows, all right? I do a daily check-in. So 5 days a week, you get something from me on LinkedIn and YouTube, okay? So the daily check-in, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then on air with Russell of Hotels on Tuesday. So this show normally goes for about an hour. Well, it's not gonna go an hour today because I don't know, I'm on a mission today. Maybe it's the beans that I'm cooking. Maybe I want to go eat some of those beans. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's okay. But normally there's 5 days a week of me. Now I did start this web series as well called Hospitality Unplugged. I did not release a new episode, which would have been episode 11 on Saturday, but I will this week. I will release it this week. So that means you got 6 days of me, right? But anyway, there you go. So anyway, that is about it, right? So any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, Russell at russellofhotels.com. Go to my website. You can look at the blog. You can look at all the information there. It's there. No, there's no secret, right? There's no secret to the stuff that I do. So just go to the website, russellofhotels.com. You want to email me, Russell at russellofhotels.com. If you want to call me, go to my website. My phone number is there. You can call me. I mean, I welcome people calling me. I mean, people don't think they don't call me, right? Because they do, right? Hey, I got a question for you. Hey, do you do this? Can you do that? What do you think about this hotel? What do you think about that? Well, hey, I'm here for all that, right? That's another way to, create opportunities for your brand, right? If I say that you can call me and then you call me, then I don't call you back or we don't talk, I hang up on you, well, then I'm full of crap then, right? But no, I welcome phone calls. I welcome the emails. If you want to slide into my DMs, you can do that too. Send me messages on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever, however you want to do it. You go ahead and do it. But I'm not on X, so you ain't got to send me anything on that platform because you ain't gonna get no response. So, but anyway, that's just me. So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. I didn't redo my exit, so I don't have an exit today. So I'm just gonna say goodbye. So anyway, that is it. Any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. And until the next time or until tomorrow when I do the daily check-in, you guys have a great day. Happy Tuesday. And remember, Taco Tuesday. So have some Mexican food, okay? Or have some tacos at least, all right? Some people might say, well, is there any kind of tacos other than Mexican tacos? No. So have some tacos, okay? So there you go. You guys have a great day. And as always, peace.